It's really restful. I enjoy watching the fish and enjoying the sound of the water and that type of thing. We have a lot of plants that belong to family members, and so the garden is kind of a memory type of activity, as well as just something that my wife and I enjoy doing, and we add to it and do some rearrangement, but for the most part we keep it pretty much as it was. We like to have flowers that are engaged throughout the season, so that everything isn't just green all the time. We moved here in 1999, and I would say probably the following year we got started. I think maybe the swing is one of the most unique, because that started off as part of our pergola, and we enjoy a swing.
Since 1996, just little by little. It's just one girl project. I live by myself. I'm a widow, but it's a good thing to do. You get up early in the morning and you work in your house, and then you head out for the yard. And I work in the rain as well. It doesn't make any difference. If it's raining, I work anyhow. Yeah, the bowling balls, a lot of them are cracked and open from the old bowling alley at the Masonic home. And or the lodge. It was the Masonic Lodge in Michigan that my daddy belonged to. And the horses are from the carousel up at Indian Lake. The steps that go down the garden are the jail steps. The cornerstone is a jail cornerstone. There is a fire meter from the Springfield Rug and Furniture Company. There are bricks around from the overpass in Springfield. When they built the overpass. There is fencing from the Austin Richards funeral home in the back. The post out in the front yard is the last light west back in the 1800s, when the Pennsylvania house, when people from Pennsylvania would come, this would be their stop. Well, my stepdaddy was in World War I and World War II, and those were his boots from World War I. And they were full of petunias. They were beautiful. And I came out yesterday morning and the deer had eaten my petunias. That's my last project, the birdhouse. It went up yesterday. It's still sitting in this, the cement is still curing. Oh, there's just so much stuff from everywhere.
The garden consists of about 7,000 square feet. It's divided into shade gardens, flower sun-loving gardens, and it's highlighted by a lot of rare varieties of Japanese evergreens, cultivars, and it changes every week because it's a specimen garden, so the plants that are blooming just roll from one to another, and somehow they all get along pretty well together. I normally go out by 6:30 or 7 o'clock in the morning when it's nice out and not too hot, and I go in when it gets too hot. So, typically I'll go out 2 to 3 hours a day when I'm feeling up to it and when the weather is conducive. The surprise when I come out, because something's always different, and it's just absolutely magnificent. This year, for example, the irises only bloom for like 5 days, but the hostas are doing great. The trumpet lilies, we've got the dahlias coming out now, so I'm all excited about that.
Well, we first started with the walls going down the driveway when we first got here, and then we kind of landscaped and moved the hill because up by the house it used to come out and drop straight off. So we started there, and then all this here started once we had the new barn built. There used to be an old shanty type barn here that the horse was in, and then our daughter started riding horses, so eventually we had to build a new barn. And they came and excavated all this dirt here out and moved it back here so we'd have a base for the new barn. And basically it's just blossomed over the last 33 years from there. She started with the railroad ties. This was probably one of the first sections right here where you see the rocks and railroad ties, and then it's progressed up and around. And when we did the greenhouse, made it into a living quarters, she went up around there, and it's just, she's still thinking about adding more, so it's an ongoing process. But it's all recycled railroad ties and stone. We've really have not purchased anything. The only thing we've purchased are some of the, well, obviously the shrubs and the flowers, but as far as moving the dirt, the sand we've actually gotten out of the river or gone and bought sand. She uses that. A lot of the smaller grit and gravel we've collected off the roads after winter time when the township would, use it for traction. But just labor of love, I guess you could say. A lot more labor than the love sometimes.